Hello people, I'm the Comic Book Gamer. Today I'm going to be reviewing Wolverine Weapon X Volume 1 Adamantium Men. Now, this book is written by Jason Aaron and the art is done by Ron Garney. They are a fantastic team. They're sort of like the Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo of Marvel. Sadly, they're not together at Marvel right now. They are on a book, though, that's not published by either of the big two, called Men of Wrath, which is really good, and I forgot to mention it, my top underrated comics. But anyways, I'm not here to talk about Men of Wrath, I'm here to talk about Adamantium Men. Now, this book opens up in Colombia with a man with laser claws who is killing pretty much everyone he sees. It's really brutal, too, how he does it, and the art expresses it really well. Ron Garney's a fantastic artist. The art in this book is great. I love it. And he's just killing all these people, and they're trying to give you like the impression that this is Wolverine by the hair and the claws, but you know, they're green laser claws. And he's killing these people, and then it cuts to modern day. And in modern day, we see Wolverine just sleeping on a subway, and then he saves some lady from being mugged, and this lady is Melita Garner. She becomes a vital part of the plot. She really does help Wolverine throughout the story. And also, spoilers for this review, I forgot to mention at the beginning, my bad. If you have not read the book, I will be spoiling stuff. So, yeah, let's get back to the review. Wolverine, then, after that, he meets with Maverick. Maverick is a character that hasn't been very relevant for the X-Men. He used to be a big part of them. And he, like, Jason Aaron makes Maverick cool again. I love Maverick in this book. Maverick is, like, he steals the show. He's a great character in the book. I love Maverick. I'm really glad Jason Aaron decided to bring him back in this book because he, like I said, he hasn't really been used very much. But in this, he was used very good, and I liked him. Wolverine meets up with him, and he tells him someone bought the Weapon X files off the black market, and they're planning on restarting. Well, they already have restarted the Weapon X program. If you know anything about Weapon X, whenever it's mentioned around Wolverine, he's not too happy about it. He always takes it very personal, so, since he is Weapon X, and so he goes and he does more research on Blackguard, and he goes to their facility and stuff, and like researches all this stuff, see what they're doing, tries to find stuff out about them, because Blackguard is just a private military contractor, company. And so then it goes to Melita Garner, who Wolverine had saved earlier. We see that she is trying to find stuff out about Wolverine. Then she gets a call from a mysterious person who's totally not Wolverine, saying you need to research Blackguard if you want to know, if you want to get to the bottom of everything. So she does, because she is a reporter for the San Francisco Post, so she's trying to get, like, the new great story, because everyone's like, superheroes been done a million times, we need to find something else, and she's like, no one's done Wolverine, and everyone's not very approving of her wanting to do Wolverine. This story arc has about 4 parts to it. It transitions between what Wolverine is doing, Melita Garner, aka the reporter, what she is doing, how she's researching stuff about Blackguard, what Blackguard is doing in the because Wolverine goes to Colombia, and it's what Blackguard is doing in the U.S. Like, they're trying to secure this big contract with the U.S. government, and it's also about what Maverick is doing. He's trying to research stuff as well. They're all trying to, like, work together and bring down Blackguard. And we see that Melita Garner meets up with this one guy who was a former Blackguard person, and he's just like, I want out of this. I don't like Blackguard anymore. I'm trying to get out. So he gives him all this dirt. Well, he gives her all this dirt on Blackguard. And then he almost dies, but Maverick saves him, and it's really cool. Like, just seeing Maverick just take people out is awesome. He just pulls his gun out, they're dead. But we see Wolverine is in Colombia, and when he is, he's looking for Blackguard, and he pretends to get drunk, because we know with his healing factor he can't actually get drunk. And he's doing this to throw off these 2 Blackguard agents that are watching him and that are trying to kill him. We also learn that they have these bullets that infect you with 38 different kinds of cancer. They're like $1 million per bullet. And I thought that was an interesting concept that Jason Aaron came up with. I thought it was really cool. Like, something to slow Wolverine's whole healing factor down. Because 38 different types of cancer at once, it's going to be really hard to fight off. And so these guys are looking at a sniper post, looking down at Wolverine, and then thinking, he's just drunk in his bed. Well, turns out Wolverine's right behind him, and so Wolverine tries to take him out, has a tough time with him, because they're pretty much just him, except with laser claws. It's like the only difference, but they're not mutants. We learn that they have, like, nanobots and everything, because they're just normal humans. Well, got nanobots now, and so he fights them, has a tough time with them, and then a bunch of Weapon X, well, a bunch more of these guys show up. Wolverine books it, and then it's really cool because he goes Predator style on them. Like, they're all in the woods. Well, Predator Rambo style on him. It's really cool because they're in the woods, and he just, like, takes a bunch of them out. And he ends up capturing one guy, torturing him. And we see how hardened these guys really are, because this guy escapes from Wolverine, but Wolverine had it set up. He had a tracker on the back of his eye, so Wolverine tracks him, and it turns out the guy ripped his own eye out and stabbed it into a tree. So that was just pretty intense, because he knew there was a tracker there. So from there, Wolverine just gets in contact with Maverick, and he's trying to, figure what else to do now, because these guys are out of Colombia. Also, during this time, we see that Blackguard is trying to secure that military contract. We see that, like, it all depends on what's going down, because this reporter is saying that they're doing shady stuff in Colombia. And he, the Blackguard guy is denying that, saying they didn't do anything bad in Colombia. And yeah, that, like I'm saying, like, it transitions a lot from Wolverine to Maverick to Melita Garner to Blackguard, as in, like, the CEO guy. And so Wolverine goes after these big people, because we see that Blackguard, one of the things that they're doing is they're killing off everyone who's not good for them anymore. Everyone who's like, I want out of Blackguard, they're killing those people. Everyone who stays, he's putting them in a fantasy resort in the Caribbean. Wolverine goes to that fantasy resort, kills pretty much everyone, and he even says, he says, I'm killing everyone to send a message. No one messes with Weapon X. This, it's not just like, he takes Blackguard out, so the next people can just take Weapon X. He's trying to send a message here, and I really like seeing that. And so he interrogates one guy. That guy tells him, hey, Blackguard's here. And so he goes back to the States and tries to take out the Blackguard CEO. In the process, he faces the #1 Weapon X guy, and it's a really, really cool fight. Yeah, there's this really, really cool panel right here. Yeah, it's just awesome. This fight is really, really well done. It, like, takes place on on top of a train, and then it goes to a gas station where they light each other on fire, and then it goes to that awesome set piece I just showed you right there, and they're just fighting. It's a really, really, really good fight. I love the way it's done. And then there's this bus that drives by, the school bus, and so they both just put their claws back in, because this is a very brutal, bloody fight, and they don't want to fight in front of kids, so they put their claws back in. They're civilized, we see at least, and they're just talking to each other like, where do we fight now? And they move on, fight, and then Wolverine ends up winning, sort of, because he wins, he ends up killing the guy, but then he takes a few steps and falls over himself and just gets knocked out. And then the book progresses. We see stuff happens. We see that Wolverine killed the guy by just overloading his healing factor. He did so much to him, like I said earlier. Like, they dropped off a train. Wolverine set him on fire. There's just a lot of stuff happened to the guy, so it overwhelmed his healing factor. And Wolverine's like, I know how to take these guys out. And everyone's just saying, you're stupid. You're not going to be able to take this many of yous out, since they're basically Wolverine. Not gonna. The only thing you have is experience. That's the only advantage you have on them, and they got numbers. So he goes, flies a helicopter to this oil rig where the CEO and the rest of them are. And it's a really cool, because, it's a comic book, so we're inside Wolverine's head, and he's just saying how there's one thing he's really genuinely afraid of, and that is water. So he's in this helicopter, he's just destroying it, because these guys also have adamantium in them as well. I forgot to mention that earlier. And he's just destroying these guys with his helicopter and sinking them, and we see, like, sharks come up and start eating some guys. And he's just saying this whole time how, I can heal from bullets, it's still painful, everything, I can heal from stab wounds, but drowning, I'm afraid of drowning, because that's the one thing that can kill me, and I can't fight back. And so he uses his weakness against them, since they are basically him. And he takes those guys out. The CEO ends up going on, he ends up stranded on an island. And all this stuff comes to light about Blackguard, so they end up not getting the military contract with the U.S. So then it's announced on the news that Blackguard is shutting down because they're a bad company. Because everyone found out that they're dirty, since Melita Garner had written all those things about them in the San Francisco Post, telling everyone they're bad. So everyone went and investigated, found out they're not such a clean-cut company, and they got shut down. And then we see that Wolverine goes, he talks to Melita Garner and tells her, hey, I was the one who was calling you on the phone, told you Blackguard's the key to everything, like we didn't already know that. And then it goes to Maverick, who kills the guy who had leaked the Weapon X files onto the black market. and so Weapon X is, done for now. We'll see how long that stays up. But yeah, this was a really good book. It was like my third time reading it. I really did enjoy it. Jason Aaron is one of my favorite writers, and Ron Garney is just a fantastic artist. So I highly recommend you guys read this. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Really good book. Now my next review will probably be a Nightwing book. Not 100% sure, but I'm thinking about reviewing a Nightwing book next. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like.